You're welcome back, and this is still TV3 New Day. I'm here with Roland Walker, and we're taking this back to 2 days ago when we had a conversation about ECG and acquiring meters. And a lot of you called complaining about how much you had to pay in order to purchase a meter. And even that, you still had to wait months on end just to get it. And up until now, some of you have been waiting for months, years, and you still have not received your meters or had your meters installed. Well, ECG has decided to respond to this. And so we'll be speaking to the head of PR, Leila, to tell us a bit more about whether you should actually even pay for a meter and how much you should pay. But there's already a table that has been put out by the ECG in terms of charges, service connection charges, effective the 1st of March this year. And we're going to project that for you to see how much you have to pay for whatever service is required of the ECG. And after that, we'll cross over to the phone lines and we'll speak to Leila. And so it should be on your screens at this point. If we can just scroll up a bit. Okay, so there it is, Roland.
Yeah. So, and these are approved rates by the PURC, the ECG as the distributor is implementing. If you want a straight face, that is one face, you pay 1,224 Ghana cedis. You want three face, 2,300.
What straight service? Because that's the service type.
Yes.
So what would be the straight service?
So you want it without any other additional fees, etc.
Oh, okay.
So we have it also for separate. If you want a separate meter, you want a pole extension, two-pole extension. You want additional load. Replacement of meters usually are supposed to be free. And that usually sometimes is also a problem. So, but it's supposed to be free. So now we're telling you, please, it's free. And then, so you want a separate meter, or you want a meter as it is, for one face, you pay 840. So those who have been paying 2,000, all those things, we open with the phone lines you told us, please, we beg you. For three faces, you have to pay 1,560. So these are the approved rates. These were effective March 2023.
I see. Well, we have Leila Abubakar. She is the manager actually for external communication at the ECG, and she'll run us through exactly what you need to know. Good morning, Leila.
Good morning, Bella.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you too?
I'm good, thank you very much. There have been a number of complaints that have been sent to us right here on the show regarding acquiring meters, having them installed, replacing old meters, etc. First of all, for you to get a meter installed in your home, a new meter, must you pay?
Yes, you do have to make an amount. You have to pay an amount to ECG.
Okay.
I think I watched something on your show a couple of days ago where someone made an assertion that they paid 1,700 cedis for a meter at the ECG office.
Yes.
And I think you've just been looking at the approved service charges that we use at ECG, and there isn't 1,700 cedis. And so I'm wondering where he went to and who he paid this to. You do have to pay for the service of installing the meter, not the meter itself.
Okay.
This is a service charge because we do not generate funds by ourselves. We have a percentage from the money that we collect from our customers, but most of it goes to others on the value chain, like the power generators, for instance. And so we have to charge to be able to come and install and also maintain our machines and cars.
I see. And you're saying that no one should collect 1,700 or even more than the 1,224 straight service for one phase or the 2,304. But there are cases where people have complained that they pay a lot more and still wait longer for the meters to be installed. I mean, what do you say to this? Are you aware of some of these complaints? And why do people have to wait that long?
Yes, and that's where the interrogation should begin. Who did they pay the money to? You know that a few months ago, we started our cashless. It's to sort of address some of these issues we've had with customers. They make assertions that they have paid to ECG staff, and when we go into our books, we cannot trace where these monies went to.
Yeah.
We have an approved list that we've pasted all over in our offices and our customer service centers. And so we're hoping that people wouldn't pay anything. But you know, sometimes people go, they're vulnerable, and when someone outside or inside our offices, whether it's a staff or not, verified or unverified, offers to give them an expedite services at an extra charge, they agree to pay, and then they wait and they realize that it is not actually because this person can provide a service. it is just because they're taking advantage of you. Because what's the problem? The problem ECG has had for a very long time is unavailability of meters. We haven't been able to procure in bulk to be able to service our customers, and this is unforgivable.
Why is that so?
We are trying to address, we are trying to, like I just said, it's a matter of liquidity.
Okay.
We haven't had the money to be able to buy in bulk. We buy in bulk. We don't buy in bits. We buy in bulk because we get requests in thousands. And so we hope that our customers will understand. Now we have a new program. It's called the Loss Reduction Project. What are we doing? We are coordinating and collaborating with local manufacturers to be able to supply our customers with meters. And so we have started this program in Accra. We've gone to Eastern Region, Western Region. We are starting in Ashanti Region next month. And we are taking care of all the new service requests that have come in. The next phase for the loss reduction project is for us to replace faulty meters. And then we're going to change out modern meters and then get some sort of synergy in our system so that we can have more people purchasing without having to walk into our offices. That is giving them smart meter services. And so I just want to urge people who are listening, you do not have to pay cash to anyone. When you go onto the ECG Power app, even on a computer or wherever that you can online, you would be able to make this payment and you will be able to trace it when you come into the office. You don't have to pay to an individual and then wait.
Okay.
And now we are actually in these regions, that is Accra, Eastern, Western, and Ashanti regions soon. We are guaranteeing that after 10 days of payment, we will come and install the meters.
After 10
now,
days?
The problem with those who are saying they haven't had their meters yet, some of them have requested it and it's been a while.
Yeah.
We call some of the contact numbers that were provided while they were requesting the meters and we can't reach them. Some people have moved since they made the request. And so when you get to the location that they provided, you wouldn't find the structure or you wouldn't find wherever it is that they were requesting as well.
Okay.
So we are collaborating with our partners to see how we can sort of refine the data and trace where these customers are. And if anyone is listening to me and has made a request and you are still waiting in these regions, would you kindly come into our offices and sort of update your data with us?
Okay.
Show us a receipt that you've made payment and your meter will be installed as soon as possible.
Okay. Leila, you only recently introduced the cashless system at the ECG offices, I believe.
We do only cashless. No one is to take cash.
Yes, but what I mean is this was recently introduced, this new policy.
Yes, this was recently introduced.
Now, prior to that, because there's someone who said, when was this introduced, by the way? How many weeks or months ago was this introduced?
We announced it on the 1st of June formally, but until then we had been rolling it out in bits in our offices.
So there's someone who called and said he paid in January. And I think he said he paid about 1,007 or so. And he paid in January.
That's the same guy I was talking about.
Okay, so in his case, and for people who actually went to the ECG offices and were told to pay, prior to the cashless system, how do we ensure, and how do we also investigate to ensure that they actually paid to the right people? Were you receiving monies in the offices and were receipts given for those?
Yes, at those times, if you made any payment before June, you could have paid in cash. And if you paid this cash, we'll give you a receipt. And so your data will be entered into our system, a contact number attached to this data so that we can call you when we are ready with a meter. 1,700 fees, I do not know exactly what kind of service the person requested.
Okay,
because
he said he wanted a meter.
The approved charges that we have from 2022, before this latest one from PURC, there wasn't 1,700 in any of them. And as you can see now, there isn't any 1,700. I think a meter replacement is absolutely free. That goes to show that the meter is actually free. The cost is inbuilt into your usage. 1,200 for a straight service. If you need a pole, it's a bit more expensive because we have to procure the pole for you.
So,
and then for all other services, it's been listed. And so it depends on where you are and others. So if the person did go into the office and pay before June and paid in cash, they must have had a receipt.
Okay.
Would they want to go back? Or even they can give you, if the person is listening, I hope they can. Let's interrogate this, TV3 and myself. The person calls you back, gives you the receipt, and we follow up on who collected this money and why he hasn't.
Are you aware, as of course, the management, are you aware that there are some workers within the ECG who are charging people monies on the side, promising to install meters for them earlier than usual? And what are you doing about the situation?
So for now, I can only say these are all alleged cases. If you go to other institutions that also provide services, you encounter such people. There are always people lingering around looking to make an extra buck on the side. And sometimes they come and they look as if they are ECG staff and they offer you help. Oh. And so sometimes some people are in desperate need.
Leila, are you saying...
I'm addressing it in half. So there's the alleged bit, right? Where I am saying that sometimes it is not ECG staff.
Okay.
For those who say it is ECG staff, we're actually open now to receiving names of these people.
You have not caught anybody?
Contact number.
Are you saying that as an institution, you are not aware of any member or any staff member who has actually collected monies from customers promising to provide meters for them? You are not aware of it? You haven't seen anyone?
No, I haven't seen anything. If anyone
there are no records?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The management is open and people are being dismissed, right, for doing things untoward towards the company. We have protocols. And so if you are caught wanting or doing anything other than the protocol, you're sanctioned and you're interrogated. And if it goes beyond what we can tolerate, we fire you. If you see an ECG staff has collected money from you and has promised to expedite the service for you, please come forward when this person doesn't meet your agreed targets.
Leila, there are cases when they've actually collected money and they've been able to install the meters for these people. And these are people who work within the ECG.
Yes, I understand. It might be true. I'm saying it might be true. I'm not saying it's not true.
Okay.
I'm saying I am not aware of any particular. And I'll be very happy to release names and tell you that this person in ECG did this and we've done that to that person. Actually, management is trying to address this issue because we've been having a lot of complaints about it. But we don't have any faces and names. You ask these same customers who allege that ECG staff have helped them do A, B, and C. And no one is willing to come forward with any names. We have to start from somewhere. You need to be able to be bold to mention the name of these persons and let us take it on from there. Now the MD has said that he's open to these things. Come and whisper into his ear and he will deal with it. In a few months' time, you start hearing some of these things because we've actually opened up for people to come and report to us, people who are aiding in illegalities and things that do not conform to ECG's ways.
All right. Leila, thank you so much for speaking to us this morning. Leila Abubakar, she's the manager for external communication at ECG, and they have not, as per what she's saying, she's not aware of any staff member who has collected monies from customers to install meters.